Hey, everybody, it's Christopher Sapienza, and welcome to another Words of Wisdom video. I don't know, I'm going to try to call this something. Fun fact Sapienza, my last name, actually stems from like a Greek and Latin word of wisdom. Wisdom, the wise one, which is why my production company is called Wise Man Productions. Two different words, not Weissman, but Wise Man Productions. So I will share some wisdom. Not that they're wise words, but you take it for what you want. Anyhow, last week I had talked about my decision to leave teaching after 14 years. So today I want to talk a little bit about the idea of what it's like to take that leap of faith. Because most people, if you are smart, will have a job to go to if you quit one. So most teachers would say, I'm going to teach somewhere else, right? That's not for me. That was not my intentions. I'm very lucky to have skill sets that allow me to do other things that I have been doing my entire life. My career has been focused on the entertainment industry as an actor, musician, singer, book narrator, voiceover artist, producer, a production manager. So I've got a lot in my back pocket that I can go out and do. And those types of jobs aren't just there for you immediately. So you have to work up to building up my book of business in terms of my own company, my photography work. That's a big part of my business. And my voiceover work right now are. So that's going to take some time for me to build up. And I have been very fortunate that I have been booking some things right out of the gate. But that money doesn't come for a little bit later. So right now, the next 2 months or so, it's going to be tough and it's going to be hard. So one of the things that helps me get through that mindset, because years ago, as a new actor, as someone starting out back in the early '90s, going way back, the term struggling artist was very real. And I lived that life of living paycheck to paycheck, to going from not having money to pay bills to not being able to go out to have dinner with my friends. And a lot of people who aren't in the industry are like, how could you live like that? Well, I have a passion for what I do. I believe in my skills. That's not ego driven. That is, in order to be in this business, you need to know that you can do what you're doing. And I have been very lucky to have some pretty big jobs under my belt that I know I'm good at what I do as a photographer, as a producer, as an actor, as a book narrator, all of it. I've got the skill sets. I need to focus on that. So my sister and I were talking the other day, and she's like, maybe you can find that part-time job. I'm like, yeah, but that part-time job for me before was teaching. That was that job that kept the money coming in. And it was wonderful, but it also took me away from an industry that I love. I'm not knocking that. 14 years, it was amazing. They were incredible. I will never, ever look back in disgust or regret for doing it, ever. It was wonderful. But now, moving forward, I have to live in this world of unsettled life, for the next 2 months or so, until the work that I'm doing starts recouping and I start seeing pay on the other end. So what does one do? You allow yourself to live in the moment. That's what I've been doing. Yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, I'm going to get calls from creditors, I'm sure. I've actually gotten one or two already. But I've also made the calls to other creditors and said, listen, I'm stuck. I'm going to be back paying things off as soon as I can by November, right? You've got to be proactive in that process. Now, one of the things that has also helped me get through this and not bring myself down, because as soon as I bring negative energy into my world right now, that will be put out into the universe, and that's going to keep coming back to me. And I don't want that. I want nothing but positive energy and love and light, right? And you can either believe in your God or put energy into the universe, however you see it, and want to feel that faith that you have. In order for it to come back, you've got to keep things positive. And years back, this started for me from a friend of mine, Jen. Years back, I had lost a big corporate job with a friend of mine that I was one of her producers for. And she had lost the gig, but it's trickle down effect. When we lost that, I was in a really bad place financially. I was in a bad place where I had to make a decision to move back home to live with Mom, which in the big grand scheme of things was the best thing I could have ever done. I have been her caregiver for 14 years or so and will continue to do so, but moving back was a good thing in retrospect. But when you're in the moment of having to make a decision from going to living on your own to going back and having to live with Mom, it stops you and you start feeling less than. You feel that you are not successful, that you have failed. And I lived that moment, and I was negative Nelly for several months. And every time I would post something or I'd talk to a friend of mine, she'd say, Chris, just be the arrow. Just be the arrow. And she would always end her little quips on Facebook or in a text to me, just be the arrow. I finally said, I'm like, Jen, what the hell do you mean, be the arrow? And I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but she sent me a meme, and the meme said, the only way an arrow is able to move forward on its trajectory is to coil back first. And when it's released, it has potential to go anywhere. So she said, you are just being coiled back. This is just a setback. It doesn't mean you're going to live there and stay there in that place of despair. It means you're coiling back because something is coming that's going to be even greater than where you are now. It moved me so much that I instantly flipped my brain and I could visualize it and make sense of it so much clearer that this is just a setback. It was so impactful to me that I ended up getting a tattoo. Can you see it? I know it's hard on this camera. A tattoo that has Be the Arrow. And when I got the tattoo, my brother Rob said, where are you putting it? And he suggested, put it on your inside arm because that way it's for you. I can look at it and it's for me to read. It's not for everybody else to see. Most people don't even know I have a tattoo. And it's true because I've been looking at it a lot lately. I am an arrow. I am just being coiled back right now. Right now, I'm kind of pulled back into this place of, okay, what's happening? Where are we going? But I know in a few months, I could see it skyrocketing. I have plans laid out for most of all of November and December. And I'm working now on my marketing for photography for later in the new year and in the spring. So things are going to start happening. I just have to do the work. That's another big part of it. You can't sit back and not do anything. You've got to be the one to do the work. The universe will only respond to what you give it. I can't stand there and say, bring it to me, bring it to me. Of course, we all can. We all want that. But what am I doing to be proactive in getting those things to happen, to have my success take place in front of me? I've got to do the work. So I've been spending so much time in my studio here recording this book that's almost finished. I have about 8 chapters left to be done, and then it'll be sent up to Audible. So keep a lookout for that. That's coming soon. So yeah, you've got to be the one to do the work in order to see the rewards. So be the arrow, everybody. Take that leap of faith. If you believe wholeheartedly in you and what you can do to find success and fulfillment, then do it. But do it with grace, right? Do it with grace and honor. Honor the work that you're doing. I tell my students when I was directing some college work, honor the work. Honor the work because that is where you get energy back. When you honor something that you're doing, you're going to get back tenfold. So, make sure you do it with grace, honor the work, and have fun, and put the energy out there that good things are going to happen, and they will. I believe that anyway. So there's your words for wisdom for the week with Sapienza. I hope everyone has a great week. Remember, be the arrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.